climate. Climate, yes. Climate. It's going to be a new thing featured here at the Smash News Network, least busted name in news. What's going on with the climate? Oh my God. Blueberries in Maine are experiencing global warming faster than other parts of the state. Now, you're going to see an influx of ridiculous and nonsensical stories. And the point is, folks, a warmer planet is not scary in any way, and a colder planet is capable of destroying civilization as we know it. Let me just repeat that. There's nothing scary about a warmer planet. The Minoan warm period featured a massive boom in civilization because of ability to farm areas that were unable to be farmed previously because of a thing known as an ice age. Now, you're currently living in an ice age, since both poles of the planet are frozen all year round. The sea ice isn't gone. It doesn't look like it's going to be gone anytime soon. The idea that it is going to be gone is absolutely ridiculous. The Earth's rotation speeding up is an indication of global cooling, as the equatorial bulge shrinks from things like more snow and ice being deposited at the poles or colder oceans. Colder oceans take up less volume than warmer oceans, which decrease the size of the equatorial bulge, and decreasing the size of the Earth's equatorial bulge slows down Earth's rotation. Speeds up Earth's rotation. A larger equatorial bulge creates more centrifugal force, which slows down the rotation of the planet. A smaller equatorial bulge speeds up the Earth's rotation. And 2020 was the fastest spinning year since the 1960s. So here's a story from phys.org. Phys.org's Earth section is full of Sharticles about climate. So here's one attempting to frighten you and make you believe nonsense about the climate. New study reveals down east wild blueberry fields warming faster than Maine as a whole. Now that probably means a longer growing season and better yields for the blueberry fields, but apparently we're supposed to be very frightened about the wild blueberry fields in down east Maine. Let's continue on to talk about the jet streams. So the jet streams are high altitude winds that give us some insight into what's going to happen with your weather. And right now we see some backward jet streams here over places like the western Pacific Ocean. You can see they're blowing east to west instead of the normal mode, west to east. Anyway, those are the jet streams of the eastern world. Here are the surface winds. And we see a powerful low pressure system there to the southeast of Kamchatka right here. How about the surface winds of the western world? There are those. We're on nullschool.net, by the way, if you're wondering what this site is, nullschool.net. There are the surface winds of the western world. Here are the jet streams of the western world. And you can see the eastern Pacific features some backward jet stream as well right there. Jet stream clearly blowing east to west. Next, a real-time lightning map. It's lightningmaps.org. It's where I go when I hear thunder. And we've got some lightning here. In Wisconsin. Hey, Appleton. There's thunder rolling in. Hey, New London. You've got a cell to your southeast. Also, Eau Claire. A very active system there east of Chippewa Falls. And if you catch any interesting photographs of sprites or anything like that, green elves, blue diamonds, purple horseshoes up in the sky, let us know. We see a bit of an increase here in lightning activity as we make the video. Is it a coincidence? Is it divine providence? Is it pure luck? Is it none of the above? You be the judge. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you think. Next on windy.com, we're looking at pressure cells. And check out the very tight isolines here associated with this low pressure. It's likely creating some rough seas around the western Aleutians. Let's just advance this into tomorrow. Here's where we expect things to be at 1 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time tomorrow, according to the GFS forecast. U.S. Doppler radar map is next. And we've got a concentrated band of storms here stretching from Nebraska through southern Minnesota, now moving into Wisconsin. That's the source of those lightning storms. Also got some rain on Pennsylvania. And snow is continuing to fall in places like Idaho, Nevada, Wyoming, Colorado, Utah. Some in Arizona and some in California. Continued snow, most likely very wet snow. As you can see, it's associated with rain showers as well. Let's talk about ship tracks. Now, you see that right there? That right there, folks. Those are ship tracks. And guess what ship tracks aren't? Chemtrails. That's right. Ship tracks are not chemtrails. Let me explain what else is not chemtrails. Bulgarians firing rockets at thunderstorms to divert hailstorms to prevent crop loss. Rockets fired at thunderstorms are not chemtrails. Sounding rockets spraying chemicals into the mesosphere in order to study mesospheric winds, those aren't chemtrails either. Contrails around your local airport, where you see planes creating contrails at altitudes below 40,000 feet of altitude, those aren't chemtrails either. Coloradan crop dusting planes attempting to alter the trajectory of snowstorms in order to put snow on their slopes of their ski area instead of on neighboring mountains, that's also not chemtrails. Chemtrails is the proposed and idiotic idea that there is a global, large-scale program of planes spraying chemicals into the stratosphere. Not only do we not have the planes, we don't have the chemicals. It's just not a thing. So the next time you see a contrail, I don't know what to tell you. If you think it's a chemtrail, you're just wrong, and it's an idiotic idea. However, contrails are pollution. They do make the planet cooler, and putting particulate into the atmosphere causes additional cloud nucleation. Now, some of the clouds caused by these ship trails, according to this article, are still affecting things 20 hours later. Why? Because they cause clouds to form in the troposphere. The troposphere. Understand the distinction between the troposphere and the stratosphere. Understand the difference between your you-know-what and a hole in the ground. And realize that these things are increasing the Earth's albedo. They are a global cooling effect. They're reflecting infrared light back into space. And they're also creating shade on the ground. So it's a twofold method. They're also causing more and larger clouds to form. It's ship tracks. Another article you can find in the Sharticle-filled phys.org Earth section. So if you want to check that out, perhaps go ahead. And it's a great time to be doing science because the understanding of how these things work is changing as we speak. Things like the impact of cosmic ray flux on cloud nucleation is not widely understood, although it should be. And let's continue on with the meteorology segment. Here's what's going on in the cloud layer. And let me rock this back and get rid of this article. So here's the Doppler radar map, folks. Pay attention to the time and date stamps. Here is the cloud layer map, the shortwave radiation 3.9 nanometers radiation map. Here is the water vapor map. And there is a delineation line right here between warmer and colder air. Although most of the U.S. experiencing fairly warm air right now as the jet stream is coming down like this. So once again, there's the U.S. Doppler radar map. Here's the cloud layer. And there is the water vapor. And that's today's meteorology segment. See you later once again, Twitch.